Good morning everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're gonna do some book shopping, yay! I'm currently in The Hague. I don't think many of you know this, but this is the city where I grew up. Lived here until my 18th birthday. And it's also the city where my parents still live. So I'm here for one night to spend some time with them while I still have a week off. I basically always go to the city center and I thought let's just do a quick stop at my favorite bookstores. I was supposed to be here last month for an event. However, due to the heat wave, that was cancelled. But I had this entire plan of doing some book shopping before the event, and since I didn't go to The Hague, that didn't happen. But ever since, I've been wanting to do some book shopping here, because over here is one of my favorite bookstores in the Netherlands, which is American Book Center. And they also have some other bookstores. So I'm going to take you along while we do some book shopping and browsing and just see what's out there. We're gonna go to the first bookstore, and that is Paagman, which is very nostalgic for me because, like I said, I grew up in The Hague, and Paagman is where I used to go. A different Paagman store though, but let's see what they have in today. And the store is really pretty. Let's go into Paagman. I think they have 3 stores now, and this is the one in the city center. And immediately downstairs I saw Yesteryear, but this is the Dutch section. So we're gonna go upstairs because that's where their English books are, a mix of all genres. And they also have Jellycats. I love that. They also have vinyls, by the way, and puzzle books and gifts. So such a fun store to visit. Already saw a few different books that caught my eye. One of my friends really wants to read The Shampoo Effect, so that makes me excited for it too. And also main characters. I've heard a lot about this book because the main characters aren't the main characters. They aren't the people telling the story, so that's interesting. I also really want to start reading books by Ashley Poston. I've never read anything by her, such a shame. Atmosphere is still very high on my list. I still haven't read that. Oh, and I really want to start this series, but I bought the special Fairy Lit edition that is coming in December. Alright, that was Paagman. Like I said, always a nostalgic store for me, but didn't buy anything. The weird thing was they didn't have prices on the books, and they have like computers hanging with which you can check the prices, but none of them at the English section were working. So yeah, that was a bit weird. I just like to see how expensive books are before, like when I pick them up, but that didn't work. But we're gonna go to the next store, which is my favorite, and that is ABC. Here it is, American Book Center, and I feel like this is the cheapest English store out there. So let's go in. They have so many like recommendations. I just bought this last week, so I'm going to read this soon and have this on my Kindle, I think. I love the recommendation. Oh, here, this is staff choice. This is just winners. This is all staff choice. I love to look at that always. Such a big romance section. Let's check this out first. I'm so intrigued by these few books. I've seen them in different stores. They look so pretty. I want these. I immediately got so excited because I saw a few fall books, and I'm definitely looking forward to fall. I also saw a Summerween book, which I'm obsessing with Summerween right now, so I want this. And I saw so many pretty sprayed. I just never heard about this book from Sarah A. Parker, the writer of When the Moon Hatched, but I kind of want it. Did almost the entire Zodiac Academy series as well. And like I said, so many good sprayed edges. I also saw this book by Kristen Hanna, which I've never heard of before, so let me know if it's any good, but to be honest, I'm kind of done with war books right now. They always have so many good books here that I've never seen anywhere else, so I'm always intrigued by so many books and I want to buy this entire... And last but not least, these gorgeous sprayed edges. I'm now upstairs where they have their secondhand books, but I think I'm going to buy When the Moon Hatched. I actually wanted to buy The Endless War by Danielle Jensen, but they only had the bigger paperback edition, and the rest of my books is smaller. So I'm not going to buy that. But let's check out what they have in their secondhand floor. Oh, I see a good one. The Sirens. But then how much is it? And so many romance books over here. Oh, Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. I see some good ones. I love how they sorted everything by color. I just left ABC and I bought When the Moon Hatched. I don't think it's the cheapest store anymore. I think prices in general in all the bookstores have gotten higher over the last 2 years. However, I still love it because what I love most, they have a good selection because they also import from the US. So they always have books that I haven't seen anywhere else. So love that. But what I love most is that they section everything by subgenre. So for example, dark romance is separate from the other romance books, and romantasy is separate from fantasy. Science fiction is also a different subgenre. I feel like in most bookstores they just throw all of these together, like fantasy, romantasy and science fiction. But because they separate everything, it's so much easier to navigate the books. So still love ABC. They also have a location in Amsterdam. And by the way, they're independent. Paagman as well. And the third bookstore that I'm going to go to is also independent. And that is called The English Bookstore, which I think is a store from De Vries and Stockum. They also have a different store with Dutch books, but they have a separate English bookstore, so love that. And that is in the Passage, this beautiful building. Let's go into the bookstore. Look how stunning this location is. Oh no, oh wait, they moved. Okay, unfortunately they moved again, and it was 2 separate stores, but now they merged back, so like it's only one store. So the English collection there is significantly less big. They only had like one shelf for young adult fantasy, one shelf for fantasy, one shelf for romance. But they used to have a separate store for English, so they had lots more. So didn't buy anything there. And that's actually all the stores that we're gonna go through today. So let's go home and then talk about it. I am back home from book shopping, so let's talk about the book that I bought. I only bought one. I kind of hold back because I've been doing lots of book shopping lately, been to the book swap, bought 2 books in Antwerp, so yeah, I just had to hold back a little bit and not go crazy with buying books. The book that I actually wanted was The Endless War by Danielle Jensen. That's the 4th book in the series and the next book I have to read in the series. And I found it at ABC, but only in like a slightly larger paperback edition. It's probably the US edition since they also import multiple US editions, but it's not the one that I wanted because I have all the other books in the series in a smaller size, so I didn't go for that. And then I ran into this book and I didn't know they had it in a small paperback. I've only ever seen it in hardcover, so I bought it. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I know so many people adore and love this book. Initially it didn't really speak to me, I do have to admit that, but I've seen so many good raving reviews. One of my best friends, she loves this book. Yesterday when I bought it, it was her birthday. So I texted her that I got it and she literally sent me a voice memo with, "This is the best birthday present ever." She loves it. So I'm very curious to see how I like it. Why did I not know that this book is about dragon riders? That sounds so much more up my alley than I ever imagined. So she's an assassin on the run, and Rave, love that name, Raeve. Job is to complete orders and never get caught. Until a rival assassin devastates her world, and she is captured by a group of powerful fae. He's the dragon rider who'll stop at nothing to save her. Oh, I love that. So I am very curious and we're gonna read this soon. And yeah, like I said, I've only ever seen hardcovers of this, so they just released the paperback and I'm really excited to read it. And I know book 2 is out already, which I also already have on my Kindle because it was cheap on Amazon, the ebook. So I already have that, so I can go back to back, first and second book if I like it. But probably. And that's all the book shopping I did in The Hague. There are a few more bookstores actually to go to if you want to go book shopping in The Hague. They have Mayflower Bookshop, which is right next to ABC, I think. And they also have Bookstore Cafe, which is more of a cafe, but a very pretty one. So if you want to grab a coffee, they don't have many dishes. It's more of a coffee place. If you want to grab coffee and maybe like a pastry, that is a stunning place. They do sell like literary fiction, but I don't read a lot of literary fiction. And I mostly buy fantasy, romance. So that store is not for me in terms of book buying, but it is definitely a gorgeous place if you want to grab a coffee. It is a little bit further from the other places. And I think those are most of the bookstores in The Hague, but there's a lot and especially close to each other. So a perfect city, honestly, for book shopping English books. But with that being said, this is where I want to end this video. If you liked watching, then please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all of my upcoming content. And yeah, I hope to see you very soon in the next video. Bye guys! Doei!